You're rooting for the Wet Bandits?
I mean, no. I mean, I guess it's just sort of like they just wanted to take some stuff.
Sure.
It's the kid that escalates.
This is all the world he knows, though. This is existential for him. I'd put... Oh, you're moving to Wendie?
Put your hands together for two people whose voices people actually want to hear tonight. This sucks, Kennedy. Please stop with these cruel intros. I'm begging you. Please welcome the wonderful Mark Evan Jackson and the phenomenal Wendie Malick. Thank you. Lovely to see you. Please.
This is a mess.
It is a bit of a mess. You can sit there. We can. Great. Perfect. Hi.
Hi.
Thank
Hello.
you for being here.
I thought it was Jon Lovett's.
Did you actually?
I
You
really
said
did.
that
Backstage,
comes up.
Does that come
That
up?
comes up. You're not the first, and you won't be the last.
So
But
I'm not under here. I'm here under false pretenses.
You know what's so funny? I'm so glad you said. No, well, I mean, you are, but they're not intentionally false pretenses.
no.
Sort of a happy accident
Yeah.
on my end.
And for me too.
Well, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
For the record, backstage moments ago, Wendie said, "Don't tell anybody," but I thought. And then the first thing you say when you make the stage.
It's gonna be fun. It's a fun show. And actually, here's the thing: surprisingly popular.
It is surprisingly popular.
Yeah. No, I know it does quite well. People can't believe it.
Sorry, you said very, very surprising that it's popular, or
Surprise.
very popular?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
I'll decide.
You'll decide. You'll decide. Now, we play a game on this show, and it's a perfect occasion to do it. It's called Was I In This? Here's how it works. Our producer will go into the audience. Mark and Wendie will give you, the audience members, a role. You, the audience member, will answer true or false. Almost feels too simple a game to need to explain. But after 7 years of doing this podcast, such a game that is too simple to explain does not exist. One must explain it. Isn't that funny about explaining things? You gotta explain it, or it won't work, no matter how simple. And they're smart people, some of them.
I'll decide.
Mark will decide. All right. Let's kick it off. Mark, do you want to kick us off with one?
I can. I'm meant to read the first bit, and then someone will answer whether it's true or false.
That's exactly right.
Should I explain it? All right. This is the statement. I played a reserved yet loving gay husband on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Mark played the spouse to Andre Braugher.
I did.
And, hey, what was it like playing gay? You know what's funny? I asked before, is he gay? And you're not.
Well, I'll decide. No, I'm not, as it happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
What was it
Nobody's
like-
perfect.
What was it like playing gay?
Yeah, what was it like playing gay?
It was interesting. It was an awful lot like playing a human being.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
but
was
you still got to it up a little bit.
false.
No?
No.
Oh, that's a
No,
missed
in fact, to get serious for one moment, like when I first met Andre Braugher and we were going to do this, he was like, I want to play, like these characters are weirdos, but not because of who they love. They're just like super specific, hella specific characters. We, as often happens in television, like you get to set and things move very quickly, and pretty soon somebody was saying, roll sound pictures up kind of thing. And I went to the showrunner, who was a friend of mine, and I said, wait, who is this guy? And he said, he's you. And I was like, oh, I can do that.
All right, rapid fire, quick opinion on characters who are gay, and tell us how you think they did. Kate Blanchett is Carol.
Oh, can I talk? I thought she was spectacular. What am I supposed to say? Was she gay?
She was gay.
Oh, I missed that.
She also was gay in the film Tar.
Yeah.
And
I have a friend who's a conductor, and she was really pissed off about that one.
Why?
She said, it's so rare to acknowledge that there are women conductors out there, and to make her insane just made my friend insane.
Because that's redundant?
Well, yeah. It was problematic for her.
Yeah.
But I digress.
My friend is a conductor, also a woman. It's bad for the back conducting, apparently. They get back problems. Does your friend have back problems?
She's very short.
That's cool. Also, Kate Blanchett played Hela from Thor Ragnarok, and also...
Troy Ragnarok is a movie I'd watch.
Nice. All right, Wendy, you want to do one?
Sure. Do
Sure,
I
Jon
read
Lovett.
it?
Yeah, you
I
read
read
it.
it. Okay. I played Dr. Julie Barham in the second season of the Apple Plus Shrinking.
Very true, and you're very sexy at it too.
Why, thank you very much.
And you kissed Harrison Ford in it.
Oh, yeah. It was the second day of shooting, and, it's very strange in television, as Mark was just discussing. You get thrown into this, you come to the soundstage, and you maybe never met the actor before, and the second day you're together, you're wearing just his shirt and making out with him. But he was so lovely, and he said, "I'm so sorry that last night I had salmon and spinach, and I put a lot of garlic in the spinach, and I knew I had to kiss you today, and I hope you're okay with it." And I said, "I'm fine, but can I bite your lip?" And he said, "Yes."
That's a fair trade. That's a fair
Fair
trade.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What an interesting confession.
Yeah. Well, it's all about collaboration.
Which is such. What a cool trade. It's very funny to admit that because he could have just. He's like, I knew this was coming. I did it anyway.
He admitted it. He said, "My will was too weak."
But it's not even. It's like that for shrimp, for spinach, and was it salmon?
Yeah, salmon, and I happen to love salmon and spinach and garlic, so it was a win-win.
It's not a fishy. It's not a fishy fish, you know.
It depends. It depends if
depends.
it's really fresh and if
Right.
it's,
Well, I assume Harrison Ford's eating fresh salmon. I don't think he's.
You,
he's
you-
sorry, yeah,
you don't ever want to touch farmed salmon.
I don't think he's doing all these franchise movies because he wants not fresh salmon. You know what I mean? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think he can work out the fresh
he can
salmon.
get the fresh salmon. It better be fucking fresh.
I hope so for his sake.
He made that movie where he was wrestling with that cartoon dog. I think it's because he likes salmon. You know what I mean? He likes it fresh.
That's mine. Yeah.
Mark, you want to go again?
Sure. Statement. I played Dawn's dad on the underrated, thank you, Netflix Babysitters Club show.
Well, I think just put a mic in someone's face. True or false, sir?
Oh no.
You're obviously the target demographic.
Anybody else?
Just.
It's false. False. There we go.
False. It was false. You played Marianne's father,
I played
Richard.
Marianne's father. That's right. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Whoever inserted the word underrated, thank you. It's worth it. It's if you haven't seen it, it's a lovely couple of seasons of television. Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next? I'm going to make you raise your hand before you get the question. Because you're chickening out if you don't know the answer, because you're a bunch of front of the classroom hand-raising types. That person raised their hand. Right there. No, that way. This person.
Do I get to ask them?
Sure.
Yeah, Wendy's up.
All right.
Statement.
I voiced Yzma in the 2000 Disney animated film The Emperor's New Groove.
False, but you would have been very sexy at it.
Wow.
But I was in it.
You were in it.
I was in it, but that was somebody else.
Sure.
And
You
she
were-
was fabulous.
You played.
I played Chica. Or
Chi-
Chicha.
Chicha.
Hard to remember. Either Chicha or Chica.
I think it was Chicha.
But she was the first pregnant Disney character.
First sexy pregnant Disney character?
All right, just calm down, Mark. This is Disney we're talking about.
Do you think Eartha Kitt would have liked me?
I think she would have eaten you for breakfast.
Yeah, I think that's probably. And honestly, I'd have liked that. That'd have been cool. That'd have been cool. All right, Mark, you're up.
All right. Statement. I portrayed God on NBC's The Good Place.
That's very false. Right? That's very false.
Super false.
Yeah, it was super false.
Yeah.
Did you play somebody on that show?
I played the devil. Yeah.
Oh, you were the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you were talking about how you look like a mild-mannered reporter, but you can be evil.
It's under there. Yeah. I was saying.
Yeah.
I was saying to Wendy. Well, it'll.
I don't think we should repeat
It's
that.
a
It was a
spoiler.
private
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. I don't want Jon Lovett knowing this.
Sometimes Jon Lovett gets my mail. Isn't that a funny thing?
I bet he's envious of your gig.
I think. Yeah.
He
I mean,
could probably come in and, if If you ever want to take a vacation,
I would love that. I would love that. Have Jon Lovett sitting here.
I bet he would.
I bet he'd do it.
Although he might not be interested in what everybody else has to say. He might want to just talk himself.
Well, honestly, we have that in common.
Well, good for you.
The Good Place was such a good show.
Thank you. Yeah.
You were great on it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So funny. Fun, very funny.
It's a unique show in the sense that there aren't a ton of half hours about what it means to be a good person and moral philosophy. Yeah, and it's a really wonderful show. Yeah, if you haven't checked that out, first watch Babysitters, then watch The Good Place.
Oh,
Wendie, you're
I'm up. I voiced BoJack Horseman's mother, Beatrice, in Netflix BoJack Horseman. How can they see?
I'll just say it's true.
It is true. Did you understand when you were a part of BoJack that it was going to be something that became so like meaningful to this diehard group of fans? Did you have a sense of it when you were reading it?
I kind of did, although as the seasons went by, it just got richer and deeper. The art direction was off the charts. It was one of the most fascinating visual animated things I've ever seen. And the arc they gave me as BoJack's mother, because I was just a shrew the first few seasons, and they gave me a whole backstory where you understood why I was the way I was, and it was so brilliant. It was really one of my favorite roles of all time.
It was beautiful. I'll
Yeah.
cry just thinking about it. It's actually interesting because The Good Place, it's like BoJack and The Good Place were these ostensibly like just comedies, right?
Goofy, yeah.
Goofy, but beautiful like explorations of how to live, how to be a person, what's important, what's not important.
And heartbreaking, at times. And that whole world that he created was quite wondrous and magical. And I was thrilled to be part of that.
Look, I'm getting I'm really like. Have anyone here not seen BoJack Horseman? Shame on you. All right.
Babysitters, Good Place.
Go for the B's. Babysitters, BoJack Horseman.
And the Bud Blaze. All right. And Mark, stupid. Mark, you're up.
Statement. I appeared on 2 episodes of the iconic sci-fi horror prank show Scare Tactics.
No, it's true. And we have a clip.
It's a little bit true. One of the big side effects is what people refer to as roid rage.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful with that.
Jones, take it easy. Everything's gonna be okay. It's okay. Mr. Jones! No! Mr. Jones!
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That is truly disturbing.
Yeah. Thanks for picking something so recent. This statement is, so I'm obviously on the show. I'm on way more than 2 episodes, though. I did before I was somebody that you might recognize, I did a lot of hidden camera prank shows, and it always felt terrible. That show is one where a friend says to their friend, hey, come out, before we go to the thing that we wanted to do, come make $50 by going out to the nowhere desert outside Las Vegas with me to stuff envelopes or whatever. And I would play like a guy at whose house it seemed normal, sweater vest. And then I'd ask you to go get something from my mother's room, and it was just dolls. And we would scare the fuck out of people. Like, we would take them to Fight Flight. It was the worst karma television ever. I'm very good at it. But we took people to the place that they thought, because we'd separate them from their phone, and people thought they were going to die that night.
Did anybody die?
Nobody died, but every once in a while, like you'd get tackled or something. Not me.
Yeah.
I'm a ninja. But it was fun, but also like frightening. Every instinct as a human being that you have, when things start to get crazy around you, everything within you, you want to go, I think we're okay. And in that show, the producers would be like, stop saying that. Go, I don't think we're okay. Do you think we're okay? To get the Mark talking. It was fascinating. It's back on, I think.
Yes, it's coming back.
That's right.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Are you going to go back?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's too bad. You should
Okay.
go back.
Now I'm in.
Just do one.
Okay.
What's going to happen? Nothing.
I'll get tackled.
You get tackled.
No, I'm good at it because you're doing two shows. You've got to often have an earwig, an IFB in your ear. So for the Mark, you're doing a scary show, but for the truck, you're doing a funny show, and it's a fun puzzle as an actor, as an improviser. Yeah.
Unless you're the poor bastard who you dragged into that
We thought
terrifying
people
thing.
were gonna. They thought they were gonna die. Yeah.
You know what? You sign the release.
I know.
Take your chances.
It's true.
Got it. Read the releases before you sign them.
Yeah.
A lesson I learned recently. Wendie. You're in the new show Night Court.
I am.
I'll go. True.
Well, it's the new old show.
It's the new old show.
It's the new boot of the old Night Court.
And it's a hit.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah.
Of course they do. It's Night Court. It's court
insane.
at night.
It's court at night.
What's
and-
going to happen?
Well, no, you just never know. No, it's a bunch of wackadoos that show up at this court in New York City. And I'm the new prosecutor, but I did 2 guest appearances on this show, playing a criminally insane person who Jon Lovett's character had sent to prison many, many years ago. And I tried to come back and seduce him just to get back at him and eventually mess with his head. And now I'm the prosecutor.
Is it?
And I said, how did that happen? It doesn't make any sense. And they said, it's Night Court.
Is it canonically the same person?
Yeah, I'm the same person. So I'm fine, and apparently I was an attorney before I went to jail. I burned down my boyfriend's house or something because I was upset with him.
That's barely a crime. That's barely a crime.
But now, as long as I'm on my meds, I can really do my job. But sometimes I forget to be on my meds.
Well, I think that's a cool representation of people that have whatever that is.
You know, lawyers are kind of like psychologists. That a lot of them are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you like yours. You know what I mean?
I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You also interned for Jack Kemp.
I did.
In 1972.
I did.
Wow.
It was during Watergate, and Jack. Do you guys are any of you old enough to know who Jack Kemp was? He was a Buffalo Bills quarterback. He's from Buffalo. It turns out we actually are from the same town. Basically, went to
Wow.
the same elementary school, which is so
Same
weird.
elementary school?
Yeah, and I just met him.
And we're very close now.
And now we've told each other secrets that we then shared with you. No, but Jack he became a congressman after being the Buffalo Bills quarterback. And my family skied with his family. And he said, when
At
you
Holiday
get
Valley or Kissing Bridge?
Kissing Bridge
Yeah.
and Glenwood Acres.
Wow.
Local
And he
reference.
said, if you ever want to come to Washington and see what it's like, you could come be an intern. So after college, I went to Washington during Watergate and got to spend 4 months there during that crazy time.
Wow.
It was pretty amazing.
Isn't it amazing to think of a time where the president commits crimes and everyone's like, we got to do something?
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's amazing that was a time where everybody stayed in Washington on weekends and they actually had dinners together. So Republicans and Democrats would go have dinners and drinks, and then they'd say, you know what, I'll help you with your bill, you help me with mine. You weren't like sleeping with the enemy to go and work things out with someone on the other side of the aisle.
Yeah, they all now
Very
go.
different.
It is very different because it used to be they would stay there and they lived there, and now they go home for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And then just absolutely thrash each other,
Yeah.
rhetorically.
It's hard to imagine that during Watergate and Vietnam and all that stuff, it was a kinder, gentler time, but it was,
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get back there one day. After, it's darkest before the dawn, they say.
Well, I'm
said that-
hoping we're hitting bottom and then there's only one way to go from
You
here.
know, we said that 4 years ago, right?
No, I know. I remember. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, you're in Red One,
Uh-huh.
starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Correct.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, you think?
Oh, wow. Let's talk more about politics. I believe it has enough trappings to qualify. I mean, it's not Home Alone, but it's a Christmas movie, yeah.
Don't you think it's strange? I agree. Don't you think it's strange that in Home Alone, no one ever mentions that there's probably an insurance deductible if they have probably an umbrella homeowners policy, which means that probably, let's say it's a couple $1,000s, they shouldn't really have defended the house.
That's your takeaway?
Yeah. Well, they never talk about it. Like, you nearly died to protect our things. We're a well-to-do Chicago family. We clearly have a good homeowners policy.
The family didn't defend the home. a 10-year-old boy who's probably unfamiliar with the policy specifics.
Right, no. And that's true, but we know about insurance. So why are
Sure.
we rooting for him to do this? The whole time, every frame of that movie should be everyone being like, just leave. It's just a stupid house. It's just things. What kind of materialist sickos are we? It's just things.
But they're bad guys.
I guess.
You're
I mean,
rooting, you're rooting for the wet bandits?
I mean, no. I mean, I guess it's just sort of like, they just wanted to take some stuff.
Sure.
It's the kid that escalates.
This is all the world he knows, though. This is existential for him. I'd put, oh, you're moving to Wendie?
Just trying to bring her into the conversation. I wanted to hear what you said, but I want to bring her in as well. I'm very interested in what you have to say. Just making conversation.
I didn't care for the movie.
You didn't like Home Alone?
Red one.
Oh, Red One? No. You didn't like Red One or Home Alone?
I didn't like either of them.
Wow. Bracing. Mark, you're also in the new Ted Danson show, A Man on the Inside. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
It's good. It drops tonight.
It drops tonight. I'm going to watch it tonight. I really am.
It's good.
It's good?
I've watched the whole thing. I won't spoil it, but Ted Danson is a national treasure, and he's doing something like it's. If you liked him as Michael in The Good Place, you're going to love him in this. It's a multi-generational, very sweet story. He plays a retired engineering professor who finds himself with time on his hands and answers a brick-and-mortar want ad in a newspaper and becomes a private detective in an old folks' home. So there's like an actual mystery to solve. It's littered with stars from all of our lives. Sally Struthers is in it, and Susan Rutan from LA Law is in it. Stephen McKinley Henderson is in it. It's fantastic. It's so loving and affirmative and positive. It's Ted being Ted. It's Ted being, bumbling and sweet and trying to get things right. And it's authentically
and what
hilarious.
do you play?
I play the jerk. I'll give you a minute. I play the jerk whose mother, the inciting incident is that my mother is in an assisted living home and something of hers that's of value goes missing. So I hire a private detective who's like, I can't just send an old man into, yes I can, I'll take care of it. And she seeks out Ted and he can do it.
When do you think you'd be a good private investigator?
Um,
I'm going to say no. And let me tell you why. It's strange because you're such a good actor, but I can just tell what you're really thinking. And I don't.
wow, you mean it's so clear on my face?
Yeah, well, I just think you don't. I don't think you suffer fools.
No.
It's a little bit
yet
intimidating,
here
especially
I
when I'm
am.
being so foolish. Yeah. And yet here you are.
And
now.
here we are. No, I don't think that would be my thing, being a private detective. On law shows, I'd really prefer not to be the lawyer. Don't tell anybody at night court. I'd rather be on the stand.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like being the one who did it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that about you.
No, I mean I can do that every now and then, but procedural stuff is not my forte.
Based on what you've learned so far, do you think Mark would be a good private investigator?
I think he would be fabulous.
I do too.
I
do too.
Yeah, because
I
he.
can hear you.
I do. No, I think that.
No,
he-
let's look at him.
Yeah, I know.
It's such a he's very in the same way
He's very still.
he's very still. He
And
lets
I'm
you
not.
No.
I move around a lot.
No, I think we're similar in that way.
I noticed
We've-
you're all over this chair.
Yeah.
You're like a monkey. So you're like a monkey on that chair.
Yeah.
You're like,
I know. I have some undiagnosed things. Do you think because you and I think we
Did
filled
you
this.
really write? Were you a speechwriter
I
for
really was. I
Obama?
had such a serious job.
This is
Isn't it
really
wild?
hard. It's so
I
hard
had-
for me to connect these dots with you.
I used to get
It's
up.
all she was talking about backstage.
I know it doesn't make sense. I used to get up. I used to put on a literal suit.
Literal suit.
A real suit from usually from Joseph E. Banks,
Yeah.
Jose Banks, because that's what I could do because you get a 2-for-1, and you got to wear them all the time, or they start to, and you got to get multiple, or they'll smell.
And you were making a fortune.
I was really pulling in bank, but I was just writing speeches, very serious speeches, and it didn't suit me. I wasn't
Yeah.
good at being professional, especially because I rode my bike into the office and I was so sweaty by the time I got in.
I could
that was
see
a big
that.
part of my
Yeah.
day, being
You're a
so
little bit sweaty right now.
I'm sweaty all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, look at how he's just letting us,
No,
letting
he's
us
just very calm
collecting
over there.
data.
See,
I want
I
no
know.
part of this.
Oh, that hurts to hear. That hurts to hear. I'm glad you sat far away. It's just us
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it was a body. Have you noticed this whole body language thing?
Yeah, no, he's just
That
observing.
Mark just wants to be over there and just observe.
So still, so contained. Do you ever break? Like when you're shooting a scene, I bet you don't. I think other people break around you.
I'm later to break, but I mean, sometimes things happen that are irretrievable. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that was intimidating. You know, what a cool energy. I like him. Do you like him? I like him.
I don't believe you.
Now I'm on the spot. No, I
like him because he's from Buffalo, and they're good people from Buffalo.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's just. But he didn't decide to be from Buffalo.
No, nobody decides to be from Buffalo.
Nobody would choose that.
All right, let's leave it there. Everybody, check out Wendie in Night Court and check out Mark in A Man on the Inside. When we come back, let's have some Thanksgiving gratitude.